what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and okay, I promise you guys, if Matt, like you guys mobbed Matt the other day. I mean, you guys had questions about United Medical Credit. You were mobbing him, sending you your emails and everything. And I told Matt, I got to bring your dream team on because we have so many people that's asking questions. They want to know what United Medical Credit's all about. So I got two of his all-stars here. We have Brownyn and Marcio. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. So I'm super happy. You know, I actually been talking to them for a while. And then we had a member just kind of talk about financing, and then just the cat just got let out of the bag. But they're on here, and so they're here to jump on here to answer any questions you guys may have, number one. And then we're also going to talk about United Medical Credit, about what makes them different from everyone else. So with that being said, let's just start off with, and I'll ask the both of you guys, any of you guys can answer, but let's talk about United Medical Credit. What exactly do you guys do?
Would you like to take that, Marcio?
I'll take this one.
Okay. So we got Marcio here. Go ahead.
So United Medical Credit provides financing for basically the full spectrum of credit worthiness that you're looking for from your patients. So we are basically not just a finance company, but more of a finance marketplace, where we have a waterfall of lenders, multiple lenders that we work with, that when you submit an application with us, we can try to get your patient matched up with to get them financed for their procedure. So unlike other companies where they specialize in prime or just specialize in subprime, we can do the whole thing from top to bottom, for people with great credit, all the way down to pretty challenged credit. We can help.
So I'm glad, Marcio, I'm glad you brought that up, the whole waterfall thing, because Matt had commented to a few of our members. They're asking, okay, so what about what lenders do you work with? What companies you work with? And he says, well, we have this waterfall. And I think some people were kind of confused. They're like, well, what does that mean? So explain, what does that mean as far as that waterfall? What does that mean exactly?
Well, we have our own platform. So every lender sits behind that platform. So it's one simple application, and it gets submitted to us. Each office is given their own proprietary link that they can either email or text to a patient. The applicant submits it. We pull a soft poll so we can pre-qual that applicant, and then we will send the applicant to the appropriate lenders in the waterfall. So it's simply one app, and it goes through our waterfall. And we could have a couple offers, 2-3 offers for an applicant. We then walk that applicant through those offers ourselves. So the office has to do absolutely nothing. They send the link to the patient and wait for us to finalize the loan and send the money to them.
Wait, hold up. All right, hold up. Let me just make sure I heard what you said correctly. You're saying that once we have a patient kind of apply through your portal, okay, and you're telling me that my team doesn't have to kind of check up on everything and connect these companies with them. You just said that you guys do that. Is that correct?
We do it all. We actually, every single applicant is assigned to a representative in our building here, and they usher the applicant through the entire process and make certain that they don't get stuck at any step of submitting anything they have to the lender. We take care of everything. And then now, obviously, some staff members want to keep track of their applicants. We have a provider portal where they'll see the status as the person goes through, but we notify by email as well, so they can track it through the portal, or they also get email updates, and then we tell you when we're about to fund you.
I love that. Okay, so Brownyn, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Do you mind telling our viewers what your background is in patient financing? What's your background? You have something that's very special.
Well, I've been with United Medical for a couple years, and prior to that, I worked with Care Credit for 12 years. So I was there from the beginning of time, from 1999 on, and I was basically the head of all of operations and their call centers, compliance and risk for the company for a number of years. So I have firsthand experience with the 8,000-pound gorilla in that prime space. What's exciting about this company, though, is being able to assist those applicants that the prime lenders just aren't able to. So it's very exciting. It's an exciting space that we're in. We really don't have competition because, as Marcio said, we can assist the whole spectrum.
And I think that's why sorry about putting you on the spot, but I really wanted people to know that, because United Medical Credit is not just some company that just like a fly-by-night company. I mean, Brownyn knows the struggles that we face as practitioners, right? We want to do the right thing. We want to take care of our patient. And the biggest barrier is giving them the ability to pay. So Marcio, let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the clients that you've worked with, right? How has United Medical Credit helped them in terms of just case acceptance for these big cases? How has that helped some of the clients?
Well, here's the thing. As a doctor, so as a dentist, you spend money to get your patient to walk in the door, whether it's with marketing or advertising, whatever you do to get your patient to walk in the door, have the consultation and treatment plan put in front of them, right? If they need financial assistance, you may have an option for financing, you may not. But let's say you do, and they apply and get turned down. Then what?
Yeah.
Either you put them on an in-house financing plan where they possibly could just stop paying at some point and you lose money, or you could have a better option for them where a company that's going to be able to accept them for financing and won't be so strict as far as you need to have A1 perfect credit to qualify for any sort of line of credit. I mean, to be honest with you, we can be used as prime. So if you don't have a finance company and you have people with great credit, we can help too. But if you already have a finance company, let's say you're comfortable with, and you're just trying to increase practice revenue, we can help with that. You have patients who can't get approved or can't get approved for the full amount. Let's say you have a $20,000 case and you have them apply with Care Credit, and they approve them, but they approve them for $1,500. Mm-hmm. That's not going to help. We can either supplement that approval or just have them apply with us. They do one loan for the full $20K.
Wow, so that's huge right there, because that really gives us as the doctors, right, the options to help our patients. Because at the end of the day, it's about helping the patient, right? They want to get the work done. They don't have $20,000 like underneath their mattress. They want to pay. They're willing to work things out, but they need that help. And I'm just so excited about what you guys bring to the table here. So we have this doctor asking, so you are the broker of patient financing? Is that what the whole waterfall means?
Yeah, essentially. We hate the word broker, but that really is essentially what we do. We do the sales and marketing. We enroll the doctor, so we have the relationship with the provider. The provider is essentially our relationship. We have the relationship with the lenders as well. We don't have to underwrite the doctors with those lenders. Once you're enrolled with us or register with us, which is a one-page registration form, that's all that's required to become live on our program. Mm-hmm. And it's not like you have to go through an underwriting process like you would with, let's say, Synchrony with Care Credit or Alliance Data with Alpheon Credit. It's just a simple registration with us. Our waterfall of lenders, by the way, does change. We're always looking to add additional lenders to make that waterfall more robust as well. So really our waterfall has changed a lot just in the last few years. We've added on some key partners there that have allowed us to go deeper and to approve higher lines for our providers.
I love it. I love it. So do patients get their credit checked once or multiple times during this process with you guys?
It depends on how far down our waterfall it goes. Generally, we've built the waterfall now so that it stops. Once we have an approval of 80% or more of the requested amount with any one lender, we will actually stop. So with most of our lenders, it's a soft pull at the front end, okay? And it's not until they get through the loan process and they're about to sign contracts that they have to authorize the hard pull by that lender. So generally speaking, in most cases, they will only have a soft pull and then one hard pull when they get through our entire process.
Okay, so that doesn't happen until they're almost ready to get funded.
Exactly right.
Okay, great. And then we have another question here. Okay, so would you say that you guys approve most of the patients who got approved by Care Credit? I guess that would be a yes, right?
Yeah, virtually everybody who gets approved with Care Credit will have an offer for as well.
And you said also that, we talked about, and some people may be thinking, well, I'll use United Medical Credit as like a supplement or maybe as another option. But I mean, you guys could essentially be the option.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
In fact, we have some exciting things happening here. We're about to go onto another platform with one of our lenders that's going to give us more of an instant approval. So it would be, an instant approval and the ability to almost instant fund. So that would put us really at parity with the turnaround with Care Credit. So that's going to be a very exciting addition to us here within the next week here.
I love it. Can the patient, this is the next question, can the patient be pre-approved without it affecting their credit at all?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we pull the soft pull and when our lenders pull the soft pull, that's not going to affect their credit at all. It's a soft inquiry, so it doesn't affect their credit at all. So they have control over that, actually. So it's not until they're ready to move forward with their loan and sign contracts that a hard pull will hit their bureau.
Okay. So what rates do the lenders generally charge? Have you seen? And I guess that all depends, but if you can just give some ballpark. So they want to know what the rates for the patients.
For the patient, the APRs. So of course it is dependent on the credit of the applicant. And I think the misnomer everybody often tends to migrate to is it all based on FICO? And of course it's not, especially in our mid-prime to subprime. They're looking at all of the other factors, the ability to pay, the income, their debt to income, et cetera. So there are a lot of factors that are considered by each lender. But in general, our APRs are going to be everything as low as 9.9% up to it could be up to 30% in our subprime space. And again, it all is dependent on that credit.
Okay, so but pretty much like anything, right? It's based on your credit. So, okay, and let me see here. Okay, we have this other question. I'm late, but this sounds very interesting. Well, I'm glad you find this interesting. Are there any no interest plans for the patients?
One of our lenders does have a 12-month intro period. The applicant does pay interest and principal in that 12 months, but if they pay the total principal amount in the 12 months, then the rest of the interest is basically written off, essentially. That is on one of our more subprime loans, and it's not a guarantee. Again, it depends on the credit profile of the applicant. We are hoping to be introducing a 6 and 12 with our lead lender here soon, but at the moment, no, they're straight, simple interest loans.
Okay, all right. Can they get approved online?
It's all online, actually. We're 100% online, and as I said earlier, the office will be given a link, an application link, and through our portal, you're able to either text that to the applicant or email it to the applicant. Our application is optimized for phone as well. So if they have a smartphone right there in the office, they could technically complete the entire process right there in the office.
Wow, I love that. All right. Okay. I guess one of the first questions I asked you guys when I first met you was, well, how much do you normally finance for? What is the average amount? And is there a ceiling? What if you have this ridiculous case that it's going to help this patient out, but it's just such a high dollar amount? Is there a ceiling there? What's the average amount?
So we can finance up to $40,000. That's the ceiling. Our minimum loan amount is $1,000, so that's something to keep in mind. As far as an average goes, I mean, I wouldn't know if there is an average. I would say even with somebody with average to even slightly below average credit could get financed for up to $25,000 pretty easily. So, but as far as like a ceiling goes, up to $40,000, really anything in between $1,000 to $40,000.
Okay, and look, we got a couple of very entrepreneurial doctors here. Like they're thinking of different ways to kind of already work with you guys, but we have this doctor asking, so can I just email blast the link to sign up with, to submit an application with you guys? Can I do that? She wants to email blast basically the link to your company and have all our patients that are doing big cases sign up with you guys.
Absolutely. I've helped a few of my practices with that as well. So we do provide you with a custom application link that's specific for your practice.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, if you want to the portal actually has a tool to be able to type in the patient's email address or type in the patient's cell phone number, hit send email or hit send text, and then shoots them a little message with a link to apply. You can also copy, if you want to send it out like in an email blast, you just copy and paste that link into that email blast, and it's right there in that email. Okay,
so let me just have you repeat that, because man, we've been having so much questions being bombarded right now that I haven't even given you guys a chance to talk about the portal. So you're saying on the portal, you can actually send like a text message, SMS message to your patients, and they can just click on it and start the application process right there?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So we'll get back to more of the features that you guys have, but we got more questions here. Okay. So what would you guys say is like the average credit that you guys see? And I guess I know what the normal average credit, by the credit agencies, but I guess they're asking like, what is the credit score that most patients that submit an application normally have with you guys?
It would be in the high 500s all the way up to about 700, particularly if we're sitting behind a prime lender in an office. We'll get what is left over essentially, right? So that prime lender will pick up the 700 and 800 scores. But in our world, I would say our average is in the 600 to like 675 range is where they definitely we see a need that's underserved by a prime lender, and we're able to readily help and be able to approve them for the amount they need.
Okay, great. And then we have this other question here is we have an overachieving doc here, and she's saying, okay, can I just fill out the application for them so that we can get treatment done the same day?
Mm-hmm. Well, depending on what lender that we have them approved by, we do have one lender that everything can literally be done directly in their portal.
Wow.
And we have had people get approved and get through the entire process and sign contracts in a matter of minutes. Now, with other lenders, it takes more. There's more to be submitted. And particularly as we get into the more subprime lender, we may be asking for bank statements, and we may be asking for proof of address, et cetera. And most people don't readily have that unless they're really technically savvy with their phone. They don't necessarily have that available right there. So it depends. And we are very transparent. We would not recommend that if they have not signed the contracts and we know we're about to fund you, do not start treatment. So it really will be on a case-by-case basis as to whether or not you'd be able to move forward that same day. But each through that portal, the office staff will have access to the business development manager assigned to the practice and the sales rep that is handling the account. So you can actually text and email directly with them through the portal, and they'll keep you apprised of if it's safe to move forward or not safe to move forward.
Oh, wow. So all that information is in this portal once they sign up with an account with you guys.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go through the whole process. Let's say someone already typed it, they send an email to you guys. All right, they're ready to start. So walk us through the whole process from them sending in the email saying, hey, I want to work with you guys, to actually up and running with United.
So they'll get, once you submit the application to become a provider, within within 24 hours, they'll be contacted by a business development manager, such as myself, and we'll schedule a training with the staff. It's a brief program overview done via webinar. It takes usually about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on the size of the staff. We'll answer any more detailed questions that pertain more to the practice specifically. We'll show you exactly, walk you through how to log into the dashboard, send the application. I'll help you put the application on an iPad if you need me to. Basically, I'll do whatever it takes to make sure the practice is set up to start using United Medical Credit right away. Once you guys are all set, you're basically live, you're ready to go. You do have that business development manager assigned to your account for the life of your account. So you'll always have someone there if you have any additional questions, any recommendations or suggestions that you think we can make. You want to follow up on a patient, want to know the status of somebody. That person's always assigned to you there to help in any way they can.
It's important to note, unlike Care Credit, for all of you who might be utilizing my ex, there's no certification, there's no retraining. We're here as a tool for you, but there isn't a certification process. The minute you register with us, we enroll you fully in our systems, and you will receive a welcome email with the links. And from that point forward, you're active.
I love it. Okay, so we got some really important questions right now. And these are the questions that actually, not too long ago, Chris Hoppower and myself, we actually talked to them first before we even brought them into the group. We wanted to make sure that what they were doing was legitimate, and they were, their head and hearts were in the right place. And we asked this particular question. I'm actually going to put it up right now, and it is: any recourse about non-payment or a patient that just says, "Hey, I'm not happy with my care. Could you guys take those funds back from us?" Like a refund, I guess that's what they're asking.
Right. Well, our terms with you are that if somebody's not moving forward with treatment, that we would expect that you will timely return the funds to us, so we can unwind the loan, of course. Okay. But this is a non-recourse program. So there is no recourse to the practice if there is a default in payment by the patient. If someone contacts us that they're not happy with the quality of care, we will do our best to sort of arbitrate that between the patient and the practice. Ultimately, assuming that all services have been rendered as agreed, and all of the funds that were provided for those services were utilized, then it is non-recourse to the office. If there's concerns about the quality of care, we basically will refer the patient back to the practice. That is something for the doctor to resolve with the patient. We're not here to arbitrate whether or not the services were adequate, or did it make that patient happy. We'll do our best to try to help you navigate that issue with the applicant, but that would not result in recourse to the practice.
I love that. And then this is another follow-up question. You already answered it, but let's go ahead and just make sure you reiterate it. And this doctor asks almost the same question: is if the patient defaults, does that mean that we got to give the money back?
Absolutely not. That will be the repayment of the loan is between that applicant and the lender.
And that's huge. Yeah, that's huge, guys, because there's other programs out there that basically you're like the bank, right? If they default, you don't get paid. I mean, you're the bank. This literally is true financing here. United Medical Credit, they have that waterfall, basically meaning that they have all these different entities that can help your patient get the financing need, and it really depends on them. It hasn't been on us. So with the United Medical Credit, you guys work with dentists, but you guys work with other industries as well, right? You work with other health professionals as well.
Yes, absolutely.
And the company has been around for how long now?
8 years now, over 8 years actually.
8 years.
Yeah, and we actually started more in cosmetic, and then we have forayed into a bunch of different markets.
Bariatric, fertility, stem cell, You know, a lot of different medical out of pocket, you know, not covered by insurance, not, you know, we help with that.
Okay, so and you guys are based out of California.
That's right.
So if an East Coast doctor needs to get a hold of you, that shouldn't be a problem, right? Someone's always going to be available.
We're here at basically from 6 to 6. We have coverage on the phones here.
I love it. I love it. Okay. All right. So actually, I'm gonna put you on this, Brownyn. Any chance that one day you guys will give out stuffed animals too? Like
the Build-A-Bears, huh?
The Build-A-Bears, the Pillow-Pets. I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe you tell Matt there. Maybe, you know, hey, you sign up and you know, you get like a Build-A-Bear sent to your house. Okay. Well, someone just asked what the fee is. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. If you make some comments, right? Unite it in the comment section. We'll talk about the Nifty Thrifty Deal. We'll talk about the Nifty Thrifty Deal here. Okay, so we'll hold off the fee there. Okay, here's the other question here. What do rates compare to other lenders? Any other costs to dentists? Okay, so other than that rate, which we'll talk about later, is there any other cost to us?
No, there's no enrollment fee, so it's completely free to enroll. There are no maintenance fees, no monthly fees, no annual fees. So it's basically, it costs you nothing to carry us as an option for your patients. So, you know, regardless of how, let's say you are using us for our near prime and subprime, you know, those people who just can't qualify for a prime company, and you only have 1 or 2 cases a month. It doesn't cost you anything to carry us as an option for those few patients that may come along who may need financing from United Medical Credit. The only fee you ever pay is the mercury fee, which we'll discuss, but that's the only fee that's never charged to the dentist.
Okay, there you go. There's just one fee. We'll talk about that. We negotiated like a special fee. We'll talk about the Nifty Thrifty fee. And, you know, Laura, I mean, she also agrees that maybe you guys should give out some pillow pets. I don't know. That's Laura. That's one of your team members. She also agrees too. I think that would be a great idea. Pillow pets, Build-A-Bears, whatever American Credit normally gives out. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So many people, and guys, you like what you're hearing, type in the comment section United so that the team knows who's interested so they can reach out to you guys, get you guys. I mean, this is just, at the end of the day, guys, I'll just say this to you guys. At the end of the day, it's just another option to help your patients get the treatment they deserve and need, right?
Absolutely.
And that's
we really pride on ourselves on the customer service that we can provide. We're not the big bad bank, you know. So, you know, on top of being able to approve patients that others can't or won't, we're really going to handhold your patients and make sure that they're taken care of. So you know, we take great pride in that.
All right. Okay, guys. So, you know, you guys have made it clear that you really want a Nifty Thrifty Deal. You've been putting all these comments. I can see it's like united everywhere. So, all right, I'm going to put them on the spot right now. So you guys are in the Nifty Thrifty Dentist Facebook group, and we're all about getting a great deal. Obviously, I mean, if we can get our patients to be able to take that, if we can take that one barrier down, giving our patients an ability to pay, I mean, case acceptance is going to just go up. You know, that's like the biggest barrier. So we talked about rates. A few doctors brought that up. What can you guys do to help our group here? I mean, our group, obviously, I mean, the response has been tremendous. They want to work with you guys. We want to work with you guys. What can you guys do to help us out to get started with United Medical Credit?
So what we can offer for your dentist and your group here is a flat fee. Okay, it will not go up based on the rates that we offer the patient. So whether it's prime, near prime, subprime, you pay the same fee. So you know exactly what you pay on every case, and we can actually offer you a discounted rate of 8%. So that's the only fee that you pay is 8% per loan that we
no origination fee.
No origination fee, no application fee, and it's not going to go up if we offer the patient, you know, a lower rate. We're going to close the loans for you. We're going to disclose terms. The practice staff time is minimal. The only fee that the practice is going to pay is 8%.
Well, there you have it, guys. Because a normal fee is what? The normal fee is just like 10%, right?
10% is our standard fee.
Yeah, so that's the normal fee. But look, for Nifty Thrifty, it's going to be 8%. That's it. That's all you guys pay. All right. No, that's probably the most annoying thing. There's like a application fee or origination fee or some, I don't know, ink fee, or there's always another fee, right? It's so annoying. It is so annoying. But you guys just said just 8%. That's it. And you know what? I'll tell you what. We got someone from, hold on. We got someone from the office. 8%. That is awesome. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. I mean, that's a nifty thrifty deal there. Okay, if a patient decides against moving forward with the work and the office has already paid and then paid the fee, when the office returns the funds, are we returned that 8% back?
Yes, absolutely. You'll be returned whatever amount we sent you. So, and also, if not just if the patient decides not to have any services, but let's say you do have to work and the patient decides that they don't want to complete treatment. Well, you'll only be charged the 8% fee on the amount that we're actually funding the practice. So any amount that's retracted, you'll be refunded the 8% fee as well.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's beyond fair there because, things happen, but hey, you guys understand that. So hopefully you answer that question. Here you go. After the patient gets approved, how soon do we get the funds?
So generally, once they've been, well, let's just assume it's not the pre-approval we're talking about. We're talking about once they have agreed to the hard pull and they sign the contract. At that point, we fund the same day to the office, and you get those funds within a day, at most 2 days, depending on your bank, really. It's all done by ACH. So that turnaround is very comparable to what you might be experiencing with a prime lender. Mm-hmm. And again, it just depends on how long it takes that patient to get through the process. Yeah. Now we will fund up to 2 weeks prior to a procedure. So if they apply well in advance of when you have their procedure scheduled, we'll fund up to 2 weeks in advance.
Oh, wow. So that's actually a good practice to possibly implement. Mm-hmm. Like if you did a consultation, and they want to do the case, it's a big case, and you're booked out 2 weeks, and they can't come in until 2 weeks. You actually can kind of get the ball rolling. So when they actually step foot in there, you already got the funds.
Absolutely.
That is a good practice to have there. So the 8%, they want to know, can I pass that rate off to the patient?
Well, our terms and conditions state that you are not allowed to charge the patient for the discount. However, if you modify your pricing for patients who are using financing, whereas you have a price that the patient is paying cash, and if they are using financing, you can still help, but the price is a little different. And if you want to compensate for some or all of that provider fee and that pricing, that's between you and your patient to agree to that price. And the patient just has to make sure that they ask us for the financing price rather than the price that they would have paid if they paid cash.
And many of our practices also have implemented collecting like a down payment from a patient that's a non-refundable. And that typically offsets the cost for financing that the practice incurs when they offer financing with us or anybody. So a lot of practices have started to begin to collect that down payment from the patient. And it also has the patient putting some skin in the game. It helps with compliance with them moving forward with the treatment as well.
All right. Okay, so we have this other question here. And what's the longest term?
If the question's about terms in months, like how long they get to pay the loan back, they get up to 60 months is the longest term. Okay.
So longest term, guys, is 60 months here. So Nifty Deal Alert, let's do that one more time. Okay, so Marcio, the normal fee, which is the only fee, no application fee, no origination fee, no ink fee, no phone fee, no all these other fees. It's just one fee. The normal fee is how much, Marcio?
Normally, our dentists pay 10%.
10%. But you know what? This is the Nifty Thrifty Dentist Group, and the Nifty Thrifty rate is, what is it, Marcio?
8%.
It's 8%. The only fee. There's no other fees there. Okay. That's it. So that's the Nifty Thrifty Deal. Okay, so from start to finish, I want to know, like, as far as how long it takes. So these people, they really want to jump in, they really want to sign up, they send the application in, you guys do the whole talk. From like how many days from like them sending something to you guys to being live and offering it to their patient is normally how long?
Same day. If they send the registration form in with the voided check to us, we'll have them signed up same day, assuming it comes between 6 o'clock and 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be able to get you up and running the same day.
And guys,
sign up today, we'll have you ready and live to send applications by tomorrow.
Like, I mean, hey, if you guys are near a phone right now, I want you to start calling. Well, I don't have Marcio's. I can't give Marcio's cell phone out. I was just right now. No, but look, guys. Okay, okay, I had someone message me the other day. They're like, "Hey, what's up with this Matt guy? He didn't message me." I looked at the message, and it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, "Come on, guys, within reason." Okay. So we already answered this question, but let's go ahead and answer it again for this doctor here. And is there a limit of amount that someone can borrow?
Well, our loans go up to $40,000, and it has to be a minimum of $1,000. We do, and generally, there's not a situation where they couldn't reapply. Let's say they needed to reapply a few months from now if additional treatment is necessary, they can reapply, and we can probably get them a loan with either the same lender or with another lender. Now, this is not a revolving line of credit, so it's not like you're going to get a line of credit where you can rerun, use their credit card again. You have to qualify for another loan, but assuming that they have the credit to support it, they can get a second loan.
Okay, and this is an interesting question, but I'm just going to go ahead and some people might be thinking this as well. I mean, is there a point of sale machine that they have to buy? Is there any hardware?
No, I can't stress enough. Everything's done online. You will simply have to text or email a link to the patient, or you can submit the application with the patient right there in the office. When there is no transaction here. When you submit the application, basically you're done. We work with the patient. We will send by DocuSign their contracts to them. Once they sign, the funds come to us and we turn around and ACH the funds to you. So there is no computer swiper. There's no terminal that's going to sit on your desk.
I'm sure you guys get that question all the time, though.
Yes.
So really, guys, so what Brownyn just said there is, look, we are basically just giving the patient this option, this great option, so they can get the treatment that they need, that they deserve. And once they fill out the application, that's it. That goes to them, right? Did I say that right? It goes to you guys, and you guys will handhold and basically help the patient get to where they need to go. Absolutely. Well, guys, if that's not nifty, I don't know what is, okay? All right, so we got another question here. Well, this depends, but I'll ask it to you guys. What's the minimum credit score required for a patient? So
Brownyn mentioned earlier that credit. Oh, there we go. Hi, here I am. Credit scores is not the only thing that our lenders look at when it comes to deciding whether they can extend a loan to a patient. But to sort of answer your question, I would say on average, 560 and up is typically where a patient needs to be considered for a loan. So FICO is about 560 plus. Okay. Hey, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to try, right? Because they have like multiple companies that they work with, and you never know. You never know. I mean, it's just if what we're trying to say is this: if CareCredit slams the door in your patient's face, okay, you need to have options. You want to help this patient out, okay? So why not go with a company like United Medical Credit that can help them? But you know what? You don't have to go have them be the second choice. Why not just start there and just save yourself the time, right? Who has the time to go to CareCredit, get a big no, and then come over here when you just go United Medical Credit? They have multiple options. You know what? Take it from someone who used to work from CareCredit. So I'm going to ask her point blank here, Brownyn. All right. So CareCredit, it's like, I mean, do they have a waterfall of different vendors, lenders they work with?
No, it's Synchrony Bank. They're one
just
one
bank.
and only. Yep.
There you
Yeah.
go. There you go. I love it. Okay, so one last time before we jump off, we'll do the Nifty Deal here. The Nifty Deal, guys, is normally they only charge one fee, no multiple fees. It's 10%. Okay, but the Nifty Thrifty fee for all of us here, they're hooking us up 8%. That's it. That's all you got to pay and to help these patients out. Okay, so man, I cannot believe it. We've been talking for an hour. I told you guys I was only going to have you on for 20 minutes, so I'm sorry that went longer than because they're busy people. Okay, so do it for that. So, anyways, before we jump off, I want to give you guys a chance to just say something or just kind of give some tips or anyone to the group before we jump off. So, Brownyn, I'm going to start with you. Anything as far as anyone's thinking about working with you guys? Anything you want to share before we jump off?
Absolutely. I mean, as Marcio said earlier, we know that you have invested a lot in getting those patients into your practice. And I know that it's important. You stress to your staff how important it is to take care of the patients. And we want to partner with you to make sure that you are able to help as many patients as possible. And I think that we have a very unique product that can help you to do that.
I love it. I love it. And Marcio, I'll let you have the last word here.
Yeah, and as you just touched on, Doctor, we're a one-stop shop. We can help, nearly any level of credit. So whether you're looking for a better prime option, something that's going to be able to help high tickets, and do so with great customer service towards the patient and towards your practice, we'll be happy to be a part of that.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for jumping on.